Hi everyone, good morning sir. Today I'm going to give a presentation on backdoor and steganography. My name is Shubham Ghosh and my roll number is MT20ACS536. So first of all I'm going to give an introduction on backdoor. So a backdoor refers to any method by which authorized and unauthorized users are able to get around normal security measures and gain high level user access on a computer system, network or software application. So basically backdoor malware is generally classified as a Trojan. So a Trojan is a malicious computer program pretending to be something it's not for the purposes of delivering malware, stealing data or opening up a backdoor on our system, much like the Trojan horse of ancient Greek literature. Computer Trojans always contain a nasty surprise. For example, the demo on which I'm going to show backdoor is on ProRat. So ProRat is a family of backdoors that serves as a remote administration tool. Variants of this malware family first appeared in 2005. Basically, it opens random ports to establish connections with remote attacker. So, there are several processes in which backdoor can be enabled. So, either the backdoor comes as a result of malware or by an intentionally manufacturing hardware decision. So, first is backdoor malware. Backdoor malware is generally classified as a Trojan. So as already discussed, Trojans are always contains a nasty surprise. It is I am the one which I am going to use today is a ProRat Trojan. It is a family of backdoors that serves as a remote administration tool, RAT. So now the second one is built-in or proprietary backdoors. These are put in place by the hardware and the software makers themselves. These are not for any malicious purpose. Unlike backdoor malware, built-in backdoors aren't necessarily conceived with some criminal purpose in mind. Software developers create these backdoor accounts so that they can quickly move in and move out application as they are being coded and tested their application and fix the software bugs without having to create a real account. So this is an example of backdoor output which I will be showing today. So here I am using a reverse connection to establish a connection with my target machine. So reverse connection is usually used to bypass firewall restrictions on open ports. A firewall usually blocks incoming connection on open ports but does not block outgoing traffic. In a normal forward connection, a client connects to a server through the server's open port, but in the case of reverse connection, the client opens the port that the server connects to. The most common way a reverse connection is used is to bypass firewall and router for security restrictions. So what are the tips to prevent backdoor attacks? First of all, we should be using a very good antivirus. An antivirus in place that is capable of detecting and preventing malware and malicious attacks. Many backdoors are installed through RAS, Trojans and other types of malware. So it is essential to install an antivirus tool which will remove any of those sorts of files. Also using a firewall and network monitoring tool. Sometimes a backdoor can be enabled in our system. So a firewall or network monitoring tool will be able to detect it and quickly take preventive measures. For example, a strong network monitoring tool can help guarantee that any suspicious activity such as unauthorized uploads or downloads are flagged and taken care of. So now I'm going to show the practical. So for the practical, I have logged into my XP system. Here I have the ProRat. So let's consider my XP system to be both the attacker and the victim. So I'm opening a ProRat. So here I will be using a reverse based connection. So I will be used to connect it because I am thinking that this attacker, this victim machine is somewhere in USA. So what I am going to do is I am going to somehow send my malicious file to the person sitting in USA with the help of some social engineering skills. So let me first create the server, create ProRat server. So here we can do some general settings. So basically doesn't, so these are not required because it doesn't support reverse connection. So I can uncheck this. General settings, I can give the victim name as my name Shubham. So these are all the options which I am keeping it as it is. So I am going to bind it with a file so that it binds and it does not create any issues. So I am binding a test file here. Server will bind with test.txt. Server extension I am giving it as exe. Server icon, I want to give it a little bit good icon so that the user won't be able to understand. Let me give as word as an icon. Create server. So now I'm going to click on the binded server. So I will put it here. Let me give a little bit name, questions. So now you can see as soon as I opened this, it turned out to be a text file because I binded this one with the test file. So now as you can see, I have got full control over this XP system. So I can message him test message box. I can give sorry, I don't work for it, or I can give any code. Hello. Best part here is I can fully control over the system here. I can get the PC info, I can get the file manager, I can refresh, and I will be able to get the whole system under my control. So here it comes to my end of this practical. So let me move to the next topic, which is steganography. So steganography is the technique of hiding secret data within an ordinary non-secret file or message in order to avoid detection. The secret data is then extracted at its destination. So as mentioned here, steganography is the practice of concealing a file, message, image or video within another file, message. Generally the hidden message appear to be part of something else, images, article, shopping list or some other cover text. Steganography works by hiding information in a way that doesn't arouse suspicions. One of the most popular techniques is least significant bit steganography. In this type of steganography, the information hider embeds the secret information in the least significant bits of a media file. The advantage of steganography over cryptography alone is that the intended secret message does not attract attention to itself as an object of scrutiny. Plainly visible encrypted messages, no matter how unbreakable, arouse interest and may in themselves be incriminating in countries where encryption is illegal. So what is the process of steganography? So here I will be using open source tool as StegHide, this tool to carry out a steganography process. So first I will do compression of the embedded data, then encryption embedded data, and in this way I will be do the process. So the steganography output is as below. So I will be this one I have downloaded in my Windows 10 machine, the file I have extracted it. So this is the output of steganography. So now let me go to the Kali Linux where I will start my practical for steganography. Now it has opened. Let me quickly log in. So here you can see the stay guide as the folder. I will go inside stay guide folder. So I have a image.jpg folder. So here if you see here, there is one secret text is here which I've already created. So now I'm going to embed this one. So the command will be stay guide embed. This is secret code. Looks like the paragraph did not match. So now the embedded thing is done. So in this image.jpg, this embedded thing is present. So I will go to the folder. So this is the image. So now I will upload it with the help of some web browser, and after uploading I will download it. So I've already downloaded it here, and I will place it in this guide folder in this image one. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to extract it in my Windows machine. So now I'm going to enter the same paraphrase, yes, and now the extracted is done here. So here if I open it, so this is the secret text. Thank you. Here I am coming to my end of the practical.